What if I told you that you could build a team of digital workers? You don't just answer question, but actually solve problem end to end without writing a single line of code. So in the last tutorial, if you have seen, okay, we have just understand what exactly the agentic AI is and how exactly it works on a top end, with some benefits and limitation. We'll drill down further on the agentic AI topic as a part of this particular tutorial. So welcome to the future of ServiceNow. Today we are going inside AI Agent Studio. This isn't just another dashboard; it's a cockpit for you for your new autonomous workforce. In this video, in the upcoming videos, I'll be giving you a full tour. Okay, we are going to see how this agent think, how they collaborate, how you can build your first agentic workflow. Okay, so but before that, before we open the doors, okay, we need to know who's who in this studio. Okay, think of agent. So first, and let's understand, as if you are able to see my screen, this is the entire AI agent builder. Okay, this is the entire framework for any agentic workflow. So we'll try to understand the component first, and then we'll jump into studio, and I will explain you the interface of the studio. Okay, where you will be working for next couple of tutorials. So think of agentic workflow, which you can see at the top, uh, as your why. Okay, the big goal, like onboard a new customer. Okay, so it's a problem statement, we can say. Okay, this is agentic workflow. Under agentic workflow, we will have AI agent orchestrator. So that the AI agent orchestrator, that's the how. Okay, is the conductor of the orchestra. Okay, playing the steps and assigning the task. Then as a part of next step, we have AI agent, which is the who part. Okay, your virtual worker. Okay, and they use tools and skill, which is what part. Okay, to get the job done. So whether it's a script, flow, or domain specific skill like image generation, these agents have a full toolbox at their disposal. Okay. Unlike old school bot that just follow if this then that rules, this agent perceives, reason, act, and learn. They don't just follow a path, they navigate the terrain. So just to summarize it out, we have agentic workflow. Under that, we have orchestrator. So agentic workflow is a problem statement, a business problem, we can say. Under that, it will be AI orchestrator. What AI orchestrator do? It deals with all the agent, multiple agents out there, and which needs to be called from which information, from the input of output of one agent needs to be passed to input as input to the another agent, and all those things out. Under that, there are AI agents. Okay, and at bottom there are tools. Tools may be anything: skills, workflow, flow actions, subflows, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how the agentic AI structure is done in ServiceNow. Now uh, let's jump and see the AI agent studio. So for that, what we have to do, I will just go to the ServiceNow instance, my ServiceNow instance. And what we have to do, we have to just type AI agent studio. Okay, I just bookmarked it out, and you can click this out overview. So welcome to AI agent studio. Okay, so right here on the overview page, okay, you get a bird eye view. Okay, you have got ready-made workflows for ITSM, HR, and more. You can activate this out of the box or duplicate them or make them your own. Okay, so we'll just go one by one tab at the start, and then I will explain in detail. This is the first overview one. The second one is create and manage. So the create and manage tab is your command center. Okay, this is where you build from scratch. And remember what all agents and agentic workflows are getting created. Okay, you describe what you want in natural language, and the platform builds the agent for you. It's like having a conversation with your future employee. The third tab. Okay, now this is my favorite part, the testing page. Okay, so you don't just build and hope for the best. Okay, you can run a test scenario, and watch the agents work in real time. Okay, so this is the third tab, and the fourth tab is the settings. So here you can do certain settings out, I think it got freeze. Okay. So the last tab we have is the setting tab. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just go through each tab now, and I will try to explain you out what exactly each component on each tab is doing. Okay. So let's start with the overview tab. Okay. So overview tab, as I mentioned, it gives an overview of total number of agents and agentic workflow. Okay. So now let's deep dig deep, okay, in each of the component on this thing out. So first and the foremost thing, you can see all this particular section over here. Okay, this section displays a list of out of the box agentic workflows and AI agents that are available through the Now Assist subscription. The available agentic workflows and AI agents vary based on the your subscription. Okay, if you if you click on explore all button, it displays the create and manage page where you will be able to see the list of all the use cases and all the AI agents. Okay, I will jump back to the overview tab. Then after that, we have over here how to put AI agent to work. Okay, so these are the steps. Okay, and a short guided tour, we can say, is available to help you learn about the AI Agent Studio. Okay, and you can also, if I click on this, it's pretty slow for me. Um, it got stuck again. This is one of the problem, because the agentic AI is not available on PDAs. Okay, we have to rely on the now learning um instance. Again got stuck. Let's wait. Okay, so you can see the entire documentation out there, steps to success, um on this particular tab. The next one is this tabs. Okay, this tab is used to explore the recently created agentic workflows or AI agents. You can see over here. Below that, we can also we have a view analytics tab over here. Okay, so if I click on view analytics, it will route us to the analytics page. Okay, so it routes us to AI agent analytics dashboard where you can review the statistics regarding your agentic workflow and agents. We'll cover this out as a part of next tutorial, but this is what it does over here. I will, if I go back, then what's next? Now we have this checkboxes in front of every. I'm not able to check this checkbox because these are the out of the box agent, but you can check it out and delete also. Okay, if you want. So this is where the checkbox is getting used. Next, we have actions. Couple of actions over here. There are several button you can see, like refresh, which updates the list of recently added agentic workflows or agent on this particular list. We also have a delete button. As I mentioned, you can delete delete the component agents or agentic use case from using the delete button. We have a new button also through which you can create um, the new agents also, agents or agentic workflow. So this capability is also present over here. Okay, it again got stuck. Perfect. So we have seen refresh, delete, new, and if we click on view all at the bottom, so it will again route to the same page, create and manage, where you will be able to see all the use case and all the AI agents created on your system. Okay, so let's look at overview. We have completed everything on the overview page. Now let's move to the create and manage. So on create and manage, okay, first you have these records. Okay, you can easily sort the records by any column shown in the list view, making it convenient to find what you need. When you select a record, you are redirected to the guided setup for that particular record. So for instance, if I um, open this out, it will open the entire configuration for that particular use case. We'll be seeing how we can create use case and all those things in the upcoming tutorials. So this is the records. Then we again have some actions out there. For example, we have an action to search, returns agentic workflow or AI agent based on the search term. We also have filter, where you can filter the list of agentic workflows or AI agent based on condition you specify. We again have a refresh button. And we also have a personalized list. If you want to create a personalized list, we can do it using this particular tab. Okay, it's still loading. Go on. Okay, so it's there now. It's common filter. Okay, how we used to see on any list. You can also see the filters out there. Okay, for example, if I want to do like what, like SSID is not empty. Okay, and run. I can run it out, and I can also save it out. Okay, if needed. So this is all about the create and manage tab. This is all the information which we can see over here. Okay, it's also support pagination and all those things. This is pretty common. Then we move to the next tab, which is the testing tab. This is an interesting tab. Okay, the testing page of the AI Agent Studio is designed for you to test test agentic workflows and agentic AI agents through tasks that mirrors their workflow. Okay, this particular page helps ensure they are reliable and meet your needs. So what all things are there? Okay, so first is the test scenario tab. The test scenario tab allows you to select the agentic workflow or AI agent you want to test. Okay, this particular test scenario tab. Then as a part of next thing, we have a output tab. This particular thing. This test output tab displays the output from the AI agents, making it easier to understand. Okay. The third thing is we have this test objects. Okay, like it's a radio button simply. Okay, where you can either choose whether you want to test an AI agent or a use case. Next thing is this drop down. Okay, which is for selecting the based on the radio button you can it get toggles. Okay, it has a dependent field. So if you select a agent, it gives you a provision to select which agents to be tested. If you select use case, it will give you provision which use case you want to test it out. Okay, then we have a task. Okay, you can consider it as a prompt. Okay, if a person wants to enter certain prompt, okay, what prompt he will be entering over there, that test prompt you can put for testing. um, um or you can give a brief summary of the task you would like to accomplish. You can put it over here. Next going, there is this is the pane where you will be seeing all the diagrams out there. Okay, it's an experience, a real-time glimpse of a AI agents collaborating seamlessly to tackle a task together. We'll be seeing this also in live action. Okay, I will try to run with one scenario. Okay, so that we'll get more insights on top of it. And at bottom we have a start test button. Okay, using which we can start the test out. Now let's try it with an example. Okay, so let's try an use case itself. It again got stuck. Come on. Mm-hmm. So let's put a test scenario. Okay, it's working now. So let's take a use case, and in use case I will take the simplest one, categorize incident, for instance. um and now I can give some prompt. So I need to categorize incident, right? So I will just go to the other tab. I will just find some incident to be categorized. So I will just go with an state equal to new. Let's take this incident. Okay, I will just copy the number out, and then I can go and I can give categorize the incident, and I can give the incident number. And now you can see the grayed out button, start button, is available now. Okay, so I can simply click on start, and now on the output tab, uh, you will see all kind of outputs which is getting triggered. Okay, so it's continuing work and all the things out. On the diagram pane you can see the real-time execution. So it has a color code. Okay, so if it's blue, that means the agent is busy at work. Okay, if it's orange, that indicates that the agent is ready and just waiting to kick off its task. If it's green, this signifies that the agent or its subtask have successfully wrapped up. So as you can see, it has, you can see the outputs over here. Okay, over here. So it gives the output. Here is the recommendation of our incident. The category should be network. Reason: based on the incident description, unable to access the shared folder. This is likely related to network access. Okay, subcategory not determined. Okay, no specific subcategory could be determined. Caller CI not determined. Reason blah 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 blah. So it given the response to us, right? Now it's asking for the confirmation. Now at the same time, I just want to give an insights on this particular thing. So there is a AI agent decision logs. What exactly this thing is doing? So it will give you log of each and everything, what exactly is happening at each point of time. Also, you can see which agents is getting execution and what's happening under that agent. Okay, so for example, there is an action reason which is getting called. Action input is incident number. So basically, we have given the input, right, incident number. Now, based on the incident number, it's calling a tool which is a fetch incident detail. Okay, then that information, it fetches all the incident detail. Okay, it passes that information to React engine, AI React engine, and then it gives you the output. So you can see each and every micro level detail over here. Okay, now if I give respond as yes, that, or let me give it as no, for instance. Okay, so I've just rejected it out, and it will not do anything. Okay, so you can, the recommendation have been rejected, no updates made. So other things get run. Okay, only incident categorization work. Okay, it didn't get updated. Now if we do the same thing, if I run again, also we have an option to download logs also. Just you can debug it out on your interfaces. That's also pretty nice. So this time, let's give yes, okay, and see what other agent is getting called. Because in the first scenario we have seen only one agent got called, and it went to end because we said no, we didn't. This recommendation didn't fits for us. Okay, so now it's working for on the request. What's happening at the bottom? Again, incident categorization agent is working. Its success, how much time it took, okay, to get the results. 3 seconds, 3 seconds. Good, good, good. The same thing. Okay, I will, this time I will reply yes, and it should kick off other agent out there. So if I scroll down, So recommendation have been successfully updated. What agent did call? So it called update incident tool. Perfect. So this tool has been called, and that particular tool has updated the incident. Okay. Let's try to see if it got updated. It will update only if it was deferred. Okay. So you can see recommended by now assist, category is this, subcategory is this, update field with agent approval. It updated subcategory and category also. Isn't it amazing? Right? Okay. And what's there on the orchestrated logs provide detail on the on this particular pane, right? We discuss, okay? So it gives the order of execution for the AI agent, okay, which begins at 0. You can easily expand or collapse the information by selecting the number, the agent name and task. It's starting at 0, right? Agent names and tasks. If the user has extra feedback, okay, they can easily share it, okay, and it will also get updated on this particular front. So this is all about the testing page. Okay, we'll discuss in detail more in the upcoming tutorials. Then what's next? The last tab is setting tabs. Okay. So the setting page of the AI Agent Studio is the perfect spot for you to configure extra features that help detect and monitor um, memory management and LLMs. Okay. So now Astis Guardian monitors the request, okay, sent to LM along with the response, all designed to help protect you, your users, and your valuable data. Okay. So when it comes to AI agent, we specifically monitor two types of content. Anything that might be offensive or harmful, getting as well as attempt to inject prompts. So you may be so you can control all these things out. So the first, if we look into this, okay, there is an analysis guardian, right? Under that, there is the first one is offensive. If we see on the offensive front, right, what it's giving, detect and monitor content with generative AI in conversational interface that include offensive materials such as toxicity, sexism, and all those things out. So if you want to control this out, you can turn it on. Okay. And here you can edit the logs, what needs to be logged, and all those things out. So the first thing, okay, you can control. The other thing, what's there is prompt injection. Okay. So on this, okay, what is prompt injection? So the protect prompt injection attack by detecting malicious input and sanitizing output for the generative AI workflow. So we can avoid the prompt injection also. Prompt injection is the most um hazardous thing for any AI things. Okay, AI capabilities, and you can configure it out. If you click on configure on this pretty front, it gives you an option to enable the prompt injection, and you can do the same setup what we did for logs. Only blog we can toggle this settings also from the AI Studio. So this is all on the AI Agent Studio side. Okay, so in today's tutorial, what we have understood, what exactly is AI Agent Studio and what all components we have on AI Agent Studio. So I hope you got familiar to this, and now from the next tutorial, probably we can turn to more practical stuff. Okay, we will see how, oh, or maybe theoretical. Okay, we will understand how the agentic AI workflows are created, how we can create AI agent, or what's the structure for it. Okay, so please stay tuned for the next tutorial. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and have a nice day ahead. Thank you.